I'm about to rip the blindfold off your face. What I saw yesterday will explain why 99% of men stay invisible to women until the day they die. I was in a cafe. A man, maybe 25, good-looking, well-dressed, hanging on every word of the girl across from him. I watched him for 37 minutes straight. 37 minutes of slow-motion failure. Every smile, every compliment, every little approval-seeking nod, dead on arrival. Here's the kicker, he thought he was doing everything right. That's the disease. That's why you lose. That's why most men will always lose. Because you're running on corrupted code, a script society installed in your head when you were 5 years old. Be nice. Be respectful. Wait your turn. Smile. Compliment. Beg. Obey. It's pathetic. And women smell it like blood in the water. Let's be brutally clear. If your mindset is wrong, nothing else matters. Your clothes, your job, your charm, your dad jokes, it's all garbage software running on the wrong operating system. You're trying to run Windows on a Mac. No matter how polished the program, it won't work. And that's you every time you deal with women. Think, how many times have you had that magical conversation, laughter, sparks, everything feels perfect, only for her to vanish into thin air? How many times have you been the perfect gentleman, ticking every box, while she chooses a man who barely tried? That's not bad luck. That's not destiny. That's mathematics. That's psychology. That's you walking into a battlefield with no weapon, no armor, and no idea you're already bleeding out. I was 20 when the truth hit me like a hammer. At a party. Standing in the corner, best shirt, polished shoes, perfect manners. And invisible. Then there was Alex. Broke. Unshaven. Dressed like he raided a dead man's closet. And yet, 3 women clawing at him. I stood there, stunned. What the hell is happening? That night, I learned a cruel law: women don't care about your resume. They don't want your approval. They are repelled by your desperate worship. The more you want them, the less they want you. It's reverse mathematics. Attraction isn't addition. It's subtraction. Understand this, women don't crave golden retrievers. Loyal, eager, predictable. They crave wolves. Independent. Unpredictable. Dangerous in their calm. Every interaction with a woman is a test of polarity, moments where you either raise tension or smother it. And you? You suffocate it. She gets restless, you crack a joke to smooth it over. She challenges you, you fold like paper. She tests you, you beg harder. You're chasing comfort. And comfort is the enemy of desire. Tell me, when was the last time a predictable movie thrilled you? When was the last time a safe, easy, conflict-free story glued your eyes to the screen? Never. Humans, especially women, are wired for chaos, for tension, for challenge. But you behave like an IKEA instruction manual. Page 1, I like you. Page 2, I'll do anything for you. Page 3, please pick me. Final page, boring. I'll hammer this into your skull: women don't want jerks. They don't want losers who treat them badly. What they crave is men who own themselves. Men who can stand their ground. Men who don't collapse just because a pretty face appears. Men who can walk away, because they value their time, their energy, their blood, more than her beauty. That's power. That's predator energy. And most men will never touch it. When you message a beautiful woman online, you write carefully, strategically, like you're auditioning for a role. You've already lost. Because your words aren't for you, they're for her approval. And she senses it instantly. Like a shark smelling blood in the ocean. The solution? Write for yourself. Amuse yourself. Speak like you've got 10 other women in your pocket and this is just background noise. That self-entertainment is what slices through the static and makes her stop. But here's where you crash. Most of you try to fake it. You pretend not to care while caring like a starving dog inside. You play act alpha while bleeding beta from your pores. Women have been dissecting male behavior since they were teenagers. Their radar is sharper than a lie detector. You can't fake it. You must become it. Here's the law: if you worship a woman, she looks down on you. If you pedestalize her, you force her to see you beneath her. That's not romance. That's geometry. Attraction cannot exist without challenge, without friction, without tension. And yet you keep thinking more is better. More compliments. More gifts. More attention. More availability. No. Attraction is subtraction. Pull away. Delay your replies. Make space. Because space is where desire grows. Scarcity creates value. Abundance kills it. If she can always reach you, always predict you, always lean on you, you're worthless. Supply and demand. You've flooded the market with yourself. You've made your own attention worthless. Here's what's going to happen. You'll hear this. You'll nod. You'll agree. And tomorrow morning, your old software will boot back up. You'll slide right back into the nice guy program. Because understanding isn't enough. You need reps, you need scars. You need to burn the weakness out of your system. I failed over and over when I first flipped this switch. Too cold. Too unavailable. Too confrontational. I overcorrected. I messed up. But even then, even when I stumbled, women wanted me more than when I was polished, perfect, and invisible. Because at least I had teeth. At least I was alive. The day I knew I had cracked the code, I was on a date with a woman so beautiful other men stared when she walked by. And halfway through, I realized, she was boring me. The old me would have endured it. Smiled. Nodded. Begged for scraps of her time. The new me? I leaned back and said, "You're gorgeous, but this conversation is putting me to sleep. Netflix is more interesting than this. I'm going home." And I left. That same night, she called me. The next day, she chased me. Why? Because I wasn't worshipping her. I valued my attention more than her beauty. That's the predator frame. That's what flips the game upside down. Most men have only one standard: is she hot? That's it. Pathetic. That's like buying a car because it's shiny, without ever checking if the engine runs. And then acting surprised when it dies on you. Women sense it immediately. The nice guy showers her with compliments, hangs on her every word, sacrifices his pride, and she feels nothing but pity. He becomes her brother, her therapist, her pet. Respect dies. Desire never even starts. But the man with standards? The man who can tease her, disapprove when necessary, disappear when he feels like it, that man doesn't just attract her. He invades her thoughts. He lives in her head. He haunts her. Because he's not a dog begging for scraps. He's a wolf. And wolves don't ask for permission. Ownership over everything. Frame is the architecture of your life. It's how you value your time, your attention, your words. A weak frame begs. A wolf's frame commands the room with silence. Value your attention like a currency. Every second you give is a unit of market value. Spend it wisely. If a conversation costs you meaning and energy, cut it off. Stand for something bigger than being liked. Women are drawn to men who serve a purpose other than pleasing them. Build standards, non-negotiables about how you want to be treated. Be emotionally sovereign. Your mood isn't rented to other people. If she's dramatic, you remain steady. If she tests, curiosity, not panic. Polarity points. Weaponize tension. Attraction lives in push and pull. Every sentence is a lever. Use it. Raise tension, disagree softly, tease with precision, create a little mystery. That's ridiculous. Pause. Watch the reaction. Lower tension. When you choose comfort, make it earned. Reward curiosity with warmth, not with immediate validation. Feel fast at balance. You'll overdo it. You'll be cold. Then you'll be too warm. That's how you recalibrate. Speak like a man who has options. You're not auditioning. You're narrating a life. Online opener that flips the script. Here's the best thing I did today: beat my neighbor at his own chessboard. You? When she tests, interesting view. I'd argue the opposite. Then wait. When bored on a date, you're gorgeous, but I only stay where I'm entertained. Stand up only if you mean it. Say less. Mean more. Behaviors that signal wolf energy, practice these. You don't act alpha, you cultivate standards through small actions. 1. Slow replies with content. Not games. Signal that your time isn't hers to consume. Reply when you have something to add, not to fill silence. 2. Plans that don't revolve around her. Invite her into your world. If she's not into it, walk away without drama. 3. Controlled disappearance. Not manipulative vanishings, but create rhythm, presence, absence, unpredictability. Women notice patterns. Become interesting. 4. Calm boundaries. If she crosses a line, call it out. You don't punish, you enforce. That comment landed badly. Try again. Then move on. 5. Self-amusement as a baseline. If you're laughing at your own jokes first, you're already winning. The friend zone, don't fall softly into it. You get friend-zoned when you hide desire behind bland niceness. Make your intent visible without being needy. Flirt early. Not heavy, but present. A touch, a teasing comment, selective complimenting that pressures attention. If you catch yourself becoming emotional support, recalibrate. You are not a shoulder to grieve on, you are a man with standards. If she pushes for just friends, accept the label only if you truly can live with it, otherwise walk. Reconditioning drills. Build the wolf muscles. Mental shifts require reps. Do these 5-day drills and repeat them until they hurt less. 1. The 24-hour delay. For 1 day, reply to non-urgent messages only after 24 hours. Observe your anxiety. Let it shrink. 2. The I'm out test. Plan a date and leave early if energy drains you. No guilt. Watch the follow-up behavior. 3. The disagreement exercise. Practice disagreeing with close friends politely but firmly. Build the muscle of dissent without drama. 4. The self-entertainment hour. For 1 hour each day, do something solely because you enjoy it and don't document it. No posting, no seeking approval. 5. Random attraction audit. After each interaction, write down whether you elevated tension or smoothed it. Learn the pattern. Mistakes that kill the wolf. Performing confidence. Fake alpha is a neon sign that says, insecure. Be honest about your progress. Buying attraction. Gifts and attention substitute for value, temporary and hollow. Emotional collapse for approval. If she withdraws, do not beg. Reassess value, then act. The ethics, predatory image versus predator reality. Predator does not mean predator of people. It means predator of outcomes. You hunt for quality, not for conquest. You refuse to be a doormat. You refuse to perform your life for validation. You choose where your energy flows. Never use control to harm. Use frame to preserve dignity, yours and hers. Final brutal truth. Change is violent. It slashes habits, severs scripts, and leaves you naked for a while. Women will respond, some will run, the interesting ones will pivot toward you. And that's the point. You are not doing this to manipulate love. You are doing this to reclaim your mind and your market value. You will blow it at first. You will overdo the coldness. You will misread signals. You will be humiliated. Good. Those are the scars that teach you balance. What she really wants is not written in gold or measured in gifts. Desire is stranger than that. It is the pull toward worlds unseen, where reason collapses, and the dream takes command. Nietzsche once whispered that, no artist tolerates reality, and perhaps that is her truth. Reality cages her, but in the mind, she soars. Each mushroom beneath her feet is not simply fungus, but a stairway into the forbidden garden of illusions. Plato would say she is chasing shadows on the wall of the cave, mistaking them for light. But maybe, just maybe, shadows are what she truly seeks, because light has never been enough. Jung reminds us, who looks outside, dreams, who looks inside, awakes. Yet she dares to do both. She drifts in the dream, yet in that drifting is the seed of awakening. A dangerous hunger lives here, not for things, not for people, but for transcendence. Because what she really wants, is to escape the prison of reality itself. But escape is never innocent. Every desire has teeth. What she craves does not lift her into heaven, it drags her deeper into the labyrinth of herself. The mushrooms beneath her are not steps upward, but bait. Nature has always been a trickster, offering beauty with poison, pleasure with madness. As Nietzsche warned, he who fights with monsters should look to it that he himself does not become a monster. And here she is, dancing above the monsters of her own longing, not knowing that the fall is already written. What she really wants is not freedom. It is surrender. To be consumed by something greater, darker, more eternal than her fragile human form. Because in the end, desire doesn't liberate, it enslaves. And the cruel irony, she wants the chains, she wants the fall. She wants the bite of the abyss, because only there will she finally feel alive.